Hello, this is Vance, and this is Tuesday, November the 22nd, 2016. And this is a particular demonstration trade that I have. It's another one for today. And the reason I put this demonstration trade on is because I wanted to show where prices came back down here. Now, I'll have to explain this. It's already got my first contract at 15 ticks. I got 3 contracts on here now. Now it's 2. So I'm going to move it to 2. I'm going to sell 2 at this point. And my next target is at right up here at 86. So I put it on at 56 and put it on 86. Now let me explain why I put it on here. There's 2 moves down here. Price started at this level. It made a double. If you look at the double top, let's take a look at this double top right across here, or support. Now, generally speaking, we had price move up, move back down, moved up, pulled back. And then we had this double top here, this top here. Price pulls back the first time to here, pulls back. Here's your first entry, down to here, and then when price moved up to here, it was a pretty strong bar. Because when you add these 2 bars together, it's a pretty strong bar out of here. And when price dipped down here, I put a limit order in here because expecting that I would get the first 15 ticks at this double top, which it did with the 3 contracts. The first contract off. Second contract is off at 86, okay, which is another 15 ticks up, so that would be 30. And then I'm looking for the long way up at this where the opening price is. Now, will price get to that level? I would think that this is where the next area is, at this 15 ticks. And here you can see where price really would return to this area. Now, whether or not it's going to head up here, I don't know. But this is why I've got this trade on at this juncture. And that's why I've got this target up here. If you look at where this area of support, it might get turned back down here. If price gets up here and kind of see, we already have a little bit of a pullback, but if price gets up here, perhaps come off this top right here, we'll see how it works out. This area I'll talk about a little bit later, and these areas, these were pretty emotional moves down, and this one in particular, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. And this channel that I have drawn, the channel that I have drawn right here is off of what occurred as a high for the day, or from yesterday, I mean, and you look at where the high of today is at 49.20. So prices moved down like $2, I know, from the high of the day, and now this is really developing into perhaps a bit of a turnaround. It's 5 after 2 right now. We've only got another 25 minutes for the in New York, and so we just let it go until such time as see how this works out. Okay, now you can see price really made it above where I saw where this support or this resistance is. Now it's just a few ticks away from this second target at 86, and you can see where I'm down here at 56. I mean, I can move it up to here below the EMA. I'm still below this, so I'm looking for a push up to this area. Right now I'm behind 15 ticks. You see price kind of ticked up here to a high of 82 and pulled back. Now I'm going to see, hopefully this is going to hit up to 86. If it gets to 86, I might put a stop underneath this double pullback here against this double top, or maybe run it up here depending on how high we get. But hopefully it's going to work out. And always great when trades kind of move up. There's no real reason to get out at this point or to close it out at this juncture. I think that momentum will take a little bit higher. And again, I'm keeping my eye on the clock. I'll leave it the way it is for the time being. Okay, now it pushed up, took my next target out. So now I can reduce this to a single contract and look for it to move up here. Now, do I think it's going to get all the way to 48.35? I mean, we're at this top. You can see it may be able to take this section back here to this area. I mean, it's somewhat of I wouldn't say an overly ambitious target, but because of the initial resistance that we've had in these 2 areas, right at the 83, 47.82 area, 47.80 area, it might come back and pull back down to here. But again, it really is. We'll see how it works out as far as will sellers or buyers overwhelm the sellers that sold off in these 2 emotional moves earlier since 11 o'clock. and take this back before the close. If it only makes it halfway back up to this area, we'll have to see. Sometimes we get some pretty decent moves after the close. For the time being, again, right now what I've done is that my risk was at 15 ticks. So on 3 contracts, that was $450 of risk. I got my first contract at 15 ticks, so that was $150, plus the second contract at 30 ticks, that's $450. So this trade is 1-to-1. Plus, I've locked in another 15 ticks. So that would be a total of $600 against a $450 risk. And if it stretches its legs out to move up to this area, then this would be all. Right now, it's a positive trade. It's a winning trade as it sits. So right now, this is basically a free trade. This is a free position for the single contract. So I can afford to leave it on until it kind of plays out what my expectations are. If price comes and solidifies up here and toward the push for the last, now it's 20 minutes to 230, we might get this run up right up until the close, and looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of the 30. Now, if it gets close, if it gets to 25 or 20 before, then I'll see what the price action is dictating. Then I might close it off at this point in time. But you can obviously see that at this level there is hesitation. We've got these bars that are, sellers are trying to pull back from the buyers, and it's all about wrestling control. Right now, buyers had control from 40 prices, more buyers than sellers to get at this area, and now sellers have kind of overwhelmed buyers at the moment. Well, not overwhelmed them, but they're in a stalemate. So as a result, buyers and sellers are really kind of duking it out at this level, and unless buyers can, there's more buyers that either come into the market or if sellers come into that, more sellers than buyers, price is going to go down. More buyers than sellers, price is going to go up. And as a result, that's what my anticipation is that once we've hit this area, it looks like buyers may be able to pull it up, push price up higher. And that's where we are right now. Okay, now we see price poking through the top of what I expected as channel, and it's 2:24 p.m., 2:25. I got 5 more minutes, and I don't know if it's going to push all the way up here in the next 5 minutes. It could, but if price gets up above this 30 tick mark and holds, maybe at 10 ticks, I'll probably move my stop up, kind of close it up a little bit more, because we only have 5 more minutes before the close. And the pit close anyway. Maybe cut that target in half at this point. But then we've also had some pretty significant moves after the close. So we'll see how it is. There's been evidence where, between 2:30 and 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., even toward toward the end of the day, you can have some pretty dramatic movements when volume starts coming off. But on a single contract like this. So far, it's a positive trade. Like I said, it's free position. So we'll just leave it to go as it is for the time being. Okay, now I'm going to move it up to 15 ticks. So now I've locked in 30 ticks. And now I'm ahead 41. And looks like there maybe a big push, as I was saying, at the last 5 minutes of trading or so. And or at least for the pit. So I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's going to get all the way up to here, but at 35, but even if it gets relatively another 18 ticks, I'd be very pleased with that trade. So just leave it go. Okay, now we're ahead 10 above this, so I'm just going to move this up another 01. Just tightening up the stop because of we're only got like a few seconds away from the trade to the end of to close of the pit, and leave it there. See, here's 237, and look at that jump that we just had in the market. So what I can do here is move up another 15 ticks. There's my 15 tick target. Do I leave it there or just move this up a few ticks? I would move this up a little bit more. There I go. So I'm out. And so 21. Now it might go a little further. Could I have stretched that out? And here's the time, 2:37. So the last portion when the market closed, and you can see that we had a little bit more punch up. It really got close to this area here, this 48.34, 48.35, and things will slow down a little bit more. It might go further. I don't know. But certainly that was, you can see that as the target is moving up. I could have left it there, but didn't expect it to move up that dramatically. But that's why you should never know. I would have probably moved my target out had this last chunk here, this last 15 ticks not come back. I mean, I was at 21, and it took it out pretty quickly, and now we're past that. You see 21. I would have moved it up to 20, and look at where we are, right at where the daily high is. And will it go higher than that? I don't know. Let's kind of squeeze this down. The next logical area would be yesterday's daily high, which was at 48.51. So look at this move right off this bottom here and driven all the way up here. Look at these dramatic moves that took price down, but now from here, 47.18, it's moved up $1.20 since noon. So we've moved $1.20. So you have to look at that as significant volatility. But this was a dramatic move, even though price was trending down. Why did it kind of rebound up to here? What's the explanation for that? Is there an explanation for it? Or are we just from a price action standpoint? That's something we can explain it after the fact, but at the same time, to be anticipating moves like this, this is a trade that did work out, punched right up there. See, it blew right through this area, and now we're really closing at this high. See, and it's going further. So again, you never know. In the last half hour, as I said, we've had a move up in this last 10 minutes as prices from 46.02 or 48.02 all the way to 48.56. I'll show you the time right now. It's 2:40, and I've been recording. I started recording this trade after I got into it. It's been close to 40 minutes. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.